Welcome everyone again. My name is Albert Preston. For those who don't know me, I'm the president for CFA Society Istanbul. Actually, we are here to really celebrate. It's a big celebration. 3 years or 2.5 years of hard work of the new CFA charter holders and to really give them their certificates. This year I will not keep it long because we have two, if I may say that, heavy guests from CFA institutes. Heavy in metaphorical sense. Although you can challenge that, I don't know. Mr. Paul Smith, he's the president and the CEO of CFA Institute globally, and Gary Baker, he's the managing director for the EMEA region. Well, using his words, which is the most vibrant, most diverse, which word is part of, by the way, of the regions out of 3, I guess, right? Asia, EMEA, and the Americas. So at least, well, we should say, okay, because we're in Turkey, so you cannot say otherwise, I guess. So I will lead to stage to them shortly. Just, I'd really like to congratulate the 44 new charter holders who entered the exam in Istanbul. 12 of them coming from neighboring societies, or they're not societies yet, but neighboring countries. We have 32 Turkish CFA charter holders and 12 foreign charter holders this year. Not everyone is here. I will give you a full count when we introduce them one by one. It should be around 22, I guess. After the speech of Gary and let's say the filler comments by Paul Smith, that's how you describe yourself. Anyway, after their speeches, I will request Güran Hanım, where is she? Okay, you're here. You're the only lady CFA charter holder this year. While we are quite adamant on really having the we'd love to see more female charter holders around. This is one of the hot topics or top topics that CFA is really putting a lot of effort on. Maybe you can tell about it as well. I will request your feelings, comments on how you achieved this, and also we have a foreign guest, Farid, from Kazakhstan, is it, or Azerbaijan? I'm really sorry for that. So we will request his views on that. And we have a cameraman, by the way. Anyone who wants to share their feelings, we want to film it so that we can use it, and of course we're going to sign a paper for that, for future potential charter holders, but please be motivating, so don't frighten them so that well, anything I missed? Well, thank you very much again, and thank you Paul Smith and Gary Baker for being here. It was really lovely. They were also around with the Capital Markets Congress today, all along the day. They've seen some key stakeholders, and we love to have you here. One last note. Finally, we will have the Society Leaders Conference of CFA Institute EMEA region in Istanbul next year in October. We all hope to see you around. We will have a special session, hopefully, which will invite all Turkish and neighboring society members. On the SLC, maybe it's not the right time to give the details, but it's basically the whole 50+ societies coming together to discuss the most recent issues around the CFA Institute, as well as the markets or investment management as an industry. So let me herald you that, which we are looking forward, and we will put as the Global Society Board the best effort to deliver the best for the coming guests. Thank you very much again, and congratulations once again. You're now part of a big family of 175,000 charter holders, and maybe close to 500,000, including the people who are chasing to become a charter holder. It's a global, very big family. Thanks again, and the stage is yours. You'll have your red wine and you'll have your beer. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Albert, and very good evening to... Combine it. Oh, how exciting.
Because one of okay.
That's a wieldy piece of equipment, isn't it? Yeah. Could do some... Anyway, yes, let me add my thanks for everyone turning out tonight. Not just having committed 4 years of your life to passing this wretched exam, you've also managed to turn up tonight to listen to two heavies from the CFA Institute to congratulate you on your achievements. And let's start there. We are here to congratulate you, to celebrate with you, and to really acknowledge a fantastic achievement. I mean, it really is. And before I go on, let's just give everyone a round of applause who is here tonight. The great news is the hard work starts now. And I'll come on to that in a second as to why that is. But as Albert said, I mean, you are joining a genuine family. This is not just a name we bandy around. There is a very, very wonderful network of 170-odd thousand charter holders in existence. Not all of them are totally engaged and are all active within their societies, but wherever you go in the world, you are part of that network. And you have exactly the same qualification. You sat the same exam as someone sitting in New York, in London, in Dubai, in Sydney. You have done that. And that is something to really savor and be congratulated on. This is for most of you, this is an exam taken in a second language, which is even more remarkable, certainly from my perspective, because I am no linguist. So, you have my respect for that. We say to people, we got corrected today at a meeting. We were at a meeting earlier on. We say to people when they ask, what's the commitment involved in taking the CFA? And we say roughly about 300 hours of study for each level. And then Paul suggested that, well, because it's not the first language, maybe it's closer to 400 hours of study. And then Ilka corrected him and said, actually, in Turkey, it's about 200 hours of study. We work harder, we're more efficient, we're more successful in this. But whatever it is a substantial commitment. And that means a lot of missed things, missed holidays, dinners, meetings, just hanging around with friends, families, anniversaries. It's all of those things that you've been prepared to sacrifice because you think this is a worthwhile investment. But the first thing you should do when you get that result, when you come out that exam room, is to thank the people around you. Because they have sat that exam with you. Whether it's wives, girlfriends, husbands, boyfriends, colleagues, they weren't sitting in the exam with you, but they were sitting the exam with you. Because they were wondering, how are you getting on? Do you think he or she has passed? How do you think they got on with the ethics? And yeah, they weren't so good on the equities, were they? How are they going to get on? And they have sacrificed a lot. So never underestimate that. And always say thank you to the people around you, the people you work with. They've suffered through you coming in one weekend, after one weekend when maybe the derivatives revision didn't go so well. And you've been moaning about it on a Monday morning. And they've put up with that. So just make sure that you show some gratitude to that. So as well as receiving thanks for your personal achievement, just acknowledge that as well, because that is part of that wider message. Because when I said the work starts now, I was only semi-joking. Because what happens now is really, really important as to what you do with your charter. So much is dependent on what you do with your charter. It's a very nice piece of paper that you will get. It's enormous. But don't just put it in the bottom drawer. Actually keep it alive. You've got to invest time in making sure that your charter stays worthwhile, that the knowledge that you have gained and earned and worked for and sacrificed for stays current and stays meaningful, relevant. And to do that, you've got to carry on working. You've got to put what you've learned into practice in the job that you have, or maybe the job that you're going to go and try for, the ambition that you have. But don't just ignore it. Don't let it just die. Utilize it. One of the key ways you can utilize it is by joining your local society, because so much of the important work in the CFA happens at your local society. Paul and I have an easy job. We can go around the world. It works. Paul and I can go around the world meeting wonderful people and get enormous amount of energy from those meetings like this evening. But the hard work is at that local level. It's making those network connections. It's putting on events. It's putting on conferences. It's going to the regulator for the 5th time to try and get that follow-up that they promised the first time you met. And that's where the real power of the CFA is. That's the unique structure. And it is so much done through the volunteer network. So please join your local society. Get involved. Think about getting involved in some of those volunteer activities. You know, you can just do an hour. You can do 10 hours if you wish, but just start just getting involved and seeing what the real impact and effect of CFA can really be within that context. Particularly in markets like Turkey. You know, we saw the local bourse today. We had some meetings with regulators through the day. There is so much that they want to be able us to help them with in terms of how that future development capital markets takes place in Turkey. You are in a fantastic position to contribute to that and make a real impact on how Turkey develops. They need qualified, skilled, committed, energetic individuals. And that is, you know, the summary of what we have in front of us today. So please make sure that you really work at it and utilize that designation. What are you actually joining? A profession. You're joining a profession, and CFA is there to really try and promote that concept. How do we raise the stakes, behavior, and impact and purpose within the industry that we all serve and operate in? And unless we all strive and work towards that, then what you have done will not have the full impact and full meaning. So it's really important that you do take that message seriously. But that's all heavy stuff. It's all dull and everything else, but it is important. We're here to congratulate you, though, and say very well done for those sacrifices, and really take a moment to enjoy that. Try and spread the word as well. I'm sure you have people in the organizations that you're working now who may be on level 1 or level 2. And maybe just a nudge from you, telling a positive story or a humorous story is going to help them. Or maybe a nudge as to what to really concentrate on in fixed income. What is convexity? Who gives a damn? I don't know. So just some words there, it makes an enormous difference if they hear it from people who have succeeded. You have become, whether you realize it or not, role models. You might not feel like it, but you are. You are all role models to people who are setting off on the start of the CFA journey. So please embrace that role as well. And then final point, just on your wider commitment within your organizations. You have that knowledge, but you also have an ethical base to what you are doing. You know, what are we known for? CFA is known for being a really tough exam, and everyone knows that it's got a really large bit of ethics within it. And so there's an expectation, there's a belief that people who obtain the charter have an ethical framework that they operate to, that they work towards. And it's important you hold on to that. Within the work that you do, within the work that you see around you, you can have an influence in that. You have the basis, you have that knowledge, you have that training. You can feel confident in terms of trying to steer behavior. And it's important that you also think about taking that responsibility on. But that aside, I mean, really, we go back to the start of this process. Huge congratulations on achieving what is a fantastic milestone. I'm really delighted that I could be here to really join with you in that celebration. So thank you very much, and I wish you the very best of luck, whichever direction you and your charter are going to go in, whether that's in Turkey, further afield. Go and enjoy it. Make the most of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary, and good evening, everybody. It's wonderful to be here. I'm a very frequent visitor to Istanbul, and one of the things I'd like to say just to kick off in is please remember that you live in one of the world's greatest cities, and you're part of one of the world's great cultures, and you should be very proud about that. And I hope that going forward, things here in Turkey improve, that everyone gets a little bit happier, and that you remember that this is a truly wonderful country. And as a visitor to it, it's wonderful to be here. I travel all over the world, and people always ask me, you know, what's your favorite place? Where do you really like? And I always try and say, obviously, wherever I happen to be at the time is my favorite place. But the honest answer is that I think there are really 5 world cities. Cities where you can never be bored, where there's always something to do, and where the hinterland, the area around those cities, is wonderfully varied and exciting to visit as well. And New York, London, Paris, Istanbul, and Tokyo, the top 5 as far as that is concerned. We've got the history, they've got the countryside, and they've got a vibrant culture that makes you want to come back time after time after time. So please be confident in that you live in a wonderful part of the world that is truly a real pleasure for foreigners to visit. So thank you for having us in your country. What I wanted to do, apart from to add my congratulations to you all, is just to talk and develop one of the points that Gary made about purpose, really, which I think is the most important, particularly in a country like Turkey, where the financial services industry is perhaps not as well developed as we would all like it to be. So we need to think really much more carefully about what the purpose of finance is. Because without purpose, you can't have a profession. And without a purpose and a profession, none of you have a sustainable future. And I think you really need to sort of think deeply about that. Your young people, how am I going to have a career that's going to last the next 30 years? Well, to have a career that is well paid and vibrant and really is going to last you for your life, you have to convince the society that hosts you, Turkey, that you have a point, and that without you, Turkey will be worse off. And all too often in the developed world, in North America or in London or places like that, the purpose of finance has been obscured by layers and layers of intermediation that has got in the way of what we do and the true point of what we do. And the point of what we do is very, very simple and was expressed to Gary and I when we were at the SLC in Helsinki 2 weeks ago, and that's the event that's coming here next year. The head of the Finnish society, the Albert's equivalent in Finland, stood up and said, the point of finance is to make people happy. And when you think about it, it's no more than that really. It's a wonderfully simple concept. But what we try to do is to help everybody in Turkey realize their financial aspirations, to be happy. And if we would do a better job of explaining that very simple concept to our clients and to regulators and to politicians, we can have a sustainable future going forward. We have a point, we have a purpose, and it's to help all Turkish citizens achieve their financial aspirations. And we should never forget that, and surely that's what is at the heart of ethics. And as Gary so rightly said, the work begins now to accomplish that purpose. That if you go out into your communities and you're loud and you're proud about that purpose, maybe we can start to dig the financial services industry out of the hole that it is in. Because we do have a trust deficit at the moment. People don't really like financial professionals. They don't understand why we're all so very well paid. And it's partly because we do a lousy job of explaining what is, at heart, a very, very simple business. And so we need to find better ways of communicating with people to get that message over. So really that's the main point I wanted to land tonight. Be loud and proud about our sense of purpose. And then the second thing that we really spent a lot of time at the Capital Markets Congress today talking about is, well, what does the future hold? And it's nervous sometimes when you're starting out on a career. For people such as myself who are reaching the end of our careers, it's perhaps not so worrying. But when you're young and you've got 30 years ahead of you, you worry about things like financial technology, artificial intelligence, robotics, all of the things that in theory may put us out of a job. And the idea that I would like to leave you with is that your future is connected to that purpose. And if you think about purpose, and if you think about how we can help our societies develop, that is a forward-looking concept. That's not backward-looking. And as a profession, we spend far too much time going over data, worrying about the past to predict the future, and not enough time thinking about the future that we would like to actualize. And that's the point of what our profession does. That's the point of us. It's to go into places, to invest in places where there is no data, where things are a little bit uncertain, where human judgment needs to be exercised, and that's the way that you will protect yourself and your career. If all you want to do is to be a data jockey, then the bad news is that robots will take that job away from you. Our profession is to figure out what our societies need for the future and then to develop investment into those areas. That's why we're so passionate about things like gender diversity, for instance, because to achieve, to accomplish that type of visionary activity, you need much more diversity in our professional ranks than we have today. If we all go to the same schools, if we all look the same, if we've all had the same education, we're unlikely to be able to come up with the conclusions that our societies need. So that's my other urging to you. Seek out those areas of investment that have poor data in them. Go into them, invest, exercise your judgment, and prove your value. Because that's what Turkey needs, that's what our world needs. It needs forward-looking, inspired financial professionals who are committed to a sense of purpose going forward. And I know that that's everybody in this room. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been quite inspiring, really. I've been hearing of the same thoughts from Helsinki, and it is really something that I started passing around already. So, really, thank you very much for that. Well, maybe is Ike here? Shall we? Do you have any questions? Because, well, they're going to be around in 11 months' time, hopefully. But since we have Gary and Paul, if you have any questions, if not, then we're gonna. Well, we can have that discussion outside as well. So maybe we can start the ceremony of handing in. Okay, sorry for that, yeah. So, ladies first.
Thank you very much. I'm Pran Kolabaş, and I work as a global markets manager at TEP Treasury. It's an honor for me to speak here tonight, actually. I suppose I spent the most intense 3 years of my life recently, working, studying after work every day and every weekend, and dealing with real-life challenges during the day. But I have to admit that I have no single regret about running this marathon. CFA exam has helped me both in person and professional ways. I have a background in business administration and a master's in finance, but soon after the initiation of my studies, I realized that the background was only a small portion of this process. What matters the most was a solid road plan, self-discipline, and determination. And besides, supportive people around you for little nervous breakdowns, of course. Besides the ethical rigidity that the CFA exam instilled in me has helped me to shape the professional manner. Of course, I was in line with the moral codes before, but it helped me to understand the laws governing this financial industry. So, long and short, I'm really pleased to have started this process and really pleased to finish it, actually. And I would like to thank to my family and friends, of course, for their support. And I would like to say thanks to my then boyfriend, now husband, for his endless patience. Actually, we got married just 1 month after the level 3 exam. I said if he was there for me for 3 years, he had the capability to stay forever. So, and one last thanks to my employer who paid all the fees for all levels, which is really motivating with these exchange rates, believe me. Yes, I feel really emotional when I see those 3 letters after my name still, so I would like to end before I burst into tears. I know how precious the CFA designation is, and I vow very much to take special care of it. So welcome all, and thank you, and I hope that you enjoy your night. Thank you. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much. That was lovely, and thanks to your employer too. And I urge everyone to talk to your employers as well. So, well, actually, that could be the cheapest way to train your employees, I believe. So, given the depth, the comprehensive nature of the content. So, Farid, if I can invite you to, well, you were a bit hesitant, but don't worry. Just talk shortly about your feelings. Thank you very much.
Hello to everyone. I'm Farid. I'm coming from Baku, Azerbaijan. And just a few minutes ago, I was told I'm the only foreigner attending this beautiful. Okay. No. And it's not your fault as well. Attending this beautiful event. Thank you for having all of us here. Actually, my CFA experience started in 2016, December, and after the last exam session of 2018 in June, I managed to earn my CFA charter holder designation. That was a bit quick, a bit fast, but and that was a period of sleepless nights, a very, very tight schedule, as you all imagine, and continuous learning. But after all of these days, I'm proud to stand here to share my experience. During my preparation period, I went through big changes in my life, as the lady before me stated. I switched my jobs, I moved to a new home, I got married as well during this period. It feels proud to be part of this global professional community, to see all you guys here. Back to Baku, Azerbaijan, we don't have a CFA society there yet, but we have more than 30 CFA charter holders, active CFA charter holders operating there. And there is very positive trend about this CFA exams and CFA Institute raising in Baku. Everyone, among the investment professionals, everyone is talking about CFA Institute, CFA exam. Eager ones trying to sit on the exam and achieve this designation, get this designation. So on behalf of all those guys in Baku, I would like to thank you, CFA Istanbul Society, for this beautiful event, and CFA Institute for presenting us this enormous professional platform. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much for it. I think we made you change your flights. Sorry for that, because we had to reschedule for tonight. There was a risk that the minister will intervene, and in your sessions, yeah, that was the main reason why we really asked you, and you kindly accepted to stay. Otherwise, we would have had this night yesterday. Now. Okay, so while the volunteers, with Attila, we were talking about how lucky they are because, well, not me, but when Attila was a student at the university, there was not such opportunities, but now they have the chance to be around, to meet people from... Okay, yeah. But so you were graduated in 2003, right? Okay, that's fine. Well, thank you. She's here just to show our T-shirts, so that, you know, as well, along with supporting us with the certificates. Well, if you want to contribute to the local society, you know, it's an NGO after all. With a small fee, you can really have one of those T-shirts. Şöyle bir tur atmanı rica edeyim sana, kusura bakma. Sorry for that. That's nice. And for the new charter holders, we have a small gift. We have a CFA Istanbul Society mug. Please don't forget. But I really want to have one of those T-shirts. But they're not. It's not conditional. Don't worry. So. Good one. So, how shall we do it? İlke, you wanna help us? Okay, that's fine. I think it's in alphabetical order. Okay, I'll call one by one. You want to try yourself? No. Ahmet Kerim Aydınlar. Şunu... Yeah, next time. Tebrikler abi. We'll have another one. Alper Özhan. Doğru okudum öyle değil mi? Alper. Tebrikler. Çok sağ ol. Can Özdoğar. Sonunda başardın. Tebrik ederim. You need help. Okay. So go with the flow. Okay. Can böyle al abi.
Here, come and have your picture. There you go. You've got to hold that up. Hold on.
Doruk Sazer diyor ama Sezer mi acaba? Sazer mi? Doğru mu? Tamam. So we have a quite artistic font there, so Okay, well, let's keep it like that. So. Tebrikler. Sıkacağım elini. Emir Akın, özür dilerim. Emir Akın. Sen çıkarmayı denersen daha iyi. Tebrikler. Teşekkür ederim. Erdi Eyüboğlu. Tebrik ederim. Evren Ergün. Evren bize kızmayacaksın yalnız. Bunu yenileyeceğiz, merak ediyorum. Farid, please. It's Nafarov or Japarov. Okay, good. Congratulations. So you want to come to the stage? Yeah, come. Let's do it together, please. Come on, come here. Yeah. Ertunç, değişelim mi biraz? Değişelim mi biraz? Değişelim mi biraz?
Yeah, we're in the. She's a lot more stern than you were telling me.
Fatih Çorumlu. Nerede? Fatih neredesin? Gel. Yoksa ki... Aa. İki geçen sene, okay.
And you took it again?
No, maybe. So, but you have your certificates already.
I didn't get this one.
Okay, maybe, okay. Yeah.
So you've been waiting for a year?
Then how come you're here? So,
Why are you here?
o zaman.
I wonder if I get one.
See you next year.
Gürhan Tekiner. Tebrikler. Gürkan Kızılkaya. Tebrik ederiz. Congratulations. Habib Mazmancı. Tebrikler. Daldım bir an. Halil Ersu. Tebrikler. Hamit Serkan Aksu. Hangisini kullanıyorsun? Serkan Aksu. Tebrikler. Çıkmıyorsa boş ver, tamam. Bu neden? İlkay Rodoplu. It doesn't come out. It looked to me like... Tebrikler. Okay, so well done. Kıvanç Yalçın. Kıvanç tebrikler. We're gonna have a memory prize at the end of this. If anyone can name the names in the same order, we'll get a CFA charter holdership for free. Is the deal? I can make it myself. I think it's unfair. Kurtuluş Cem Arısoy.
Grup fotosu istiyorum.
Tamam. Tamam. Tebrikler. Bütün yeni charter holder'larla bir we'll have a group photo. Just a sec. Well, I gave the message.
So don't run away.
Don't run away. We'll have a group photo all together. Mehmet Can Kahraman.
Another 18 months. Congratulations.
Tebrik ederim. Mehmet Emin Akgül. So as you can see, Mehmet is a common name. Tebrik ederim. Mehmet is also one of the sultans. Fatih Sultan Mehmet. Mete Kemer. We're gonna fix this, don't worry. Nazım Yaprak. Tebrikler. Osman Candaş Dağdaş. İsmini koyan şair miydi? It's Ryan. Tebrik ederim. Evet, Püren Can Bolat. Yine tebriklerimizle. Tebrikler.
Teşekkür ederim.
Tamam. Çok güzeldi. Tamam, tamam. Tebrikler size de. Geçmiş olsun. Recep Demir. Salih Ertürk. Tebrik ederiz. Çok sağ olun. Bu arada İlke beni uyardı. CFA, we have some guests who has the charter holder, but we don't have their certificates. That's what you told me. Okay, so you have to show yourself, yeah. In case, so, well, that's the reality check, if you will. That's reconciliation, as they call it in accounting, yeah. Okay. Uluç Yurtal. Doğru söyledim değil mi Uluç Bey? Tebrik ederim. Saçlar bu uğurda mı beyazladı yoksa beyaz mıydı? You don't look like so. Tebrikler. Utku Uygur. Tebrikler. The last two, Talha Yurtsever. Tebrikler. Volkan Coşkun. Volkan tebrikler. Teşekkürler. Hayırlı olsun. Okay, so just before you do it, because we may have, is anyone here who is eligible now to get the license but didn't get it? So it's you. And what's your name? Yasin İnal. Ünal. So can you please come over, please? Well, well, let's check just a sec. Anyone else whose name we might have missed? Okay. No, we have to give a prize for the youngest and... Okay, thank you very much. Tamam. Yeah. No, the RSVP. Okay, thank you very much to everyone, and congratulations again. Thank you very much, Gary. Thank you very much, Paul. What's next?
Quick photo.
Yeah, we have the group photo. Okay, so I'll invite everyone here, please. Yeah. Yeah.